Welcome to Owl the Storyteller.
Today we're traveling back in time to Victorian England.
A time of fancy clothes and maybe a little bit of scandal.
What was worn under those big dresses? That's the real story. So get comfy and get ready for some surprising secrets, fun secrets, as we explore what was hidden underneath. Let's start with the first layer, the chemise. This simple yet essential garment was the foundation of every Victorian woman's wardrobe. This wasn't just a simple piece of fabric. The chemise was crafted with care, often from high-quality materials that felt soft against the skin. It was like a shield, protecting the outer clothes from sweat. This layer absorbed perspiration, keeping the outer garments fresh and clean for longer periods. Made of light materials like cotton or linen, the chemise went down to the knees, making it comfy and practical. These materials were breathable, ensuring comfort throughout the day. Think of it as the base layer of Victorian fashion. Without it, the elaborate dresses and multiple layers wouldn't sit right or feel comfortable. The chemise was super important for staying clean and making those expensive outer clothes last longer. It was washed frequently, unlike the outer garments, which were more delicate and harder to clean. A little bit of lace or fancy stitching on the chemise could be a secret way to show some style, a hidden treat under those plain outer clothes. These details added a touch of personal flair and elegance, even if they were rarely seen by others. And now, the star of the show, the corset. This iconic garment has shaped fashion and society for centuries. This wasn't just underwear, it was a complicated piece of clothing and a way to show your status. The corset was an essential part of a woman's wardrobe, symbolizing elegance and sophistication. Imagine a helper, often a maid, tightening the corset to make that perfect hourglass figure. This daily ritual was both a physical and social act, reinforcing the ideals of beauty and propriety. Made of strong materials and reinforced with whalebone or steel, the corset wasn't easy to wear. It required endurance and commitment, reflecting the wearer's dedication to societal norms. It was a symbol of being proper and a good woman. Wearing a corset was a mark of respectability and adherence to the strict codes of conduct of the time. A tiny waist meant you had self-control and followed the rules of society. It was a visible sign of discipline and conformity to the era's beauty standards. Even though it could make you faint or even bend your ribs, looking beautiful was more important than the risks. The pursuit of beauty often came at a high cost, but it was a price many were willing to pay. Now imagine the swishy sound of a crinoline cage, a clever Victorian invention. This ingenious contraption revolutionized women's fashion in the 19th century. This thing was the reason for those huge skirts. It allowed women to achieve that voluminous look without the weight of multiple layers. Picture a bunch of hoops made of light steel, all connected by fabric. These hoops created a framework that supported the outer layers of the dress. Worn over the corset, it made that bell's shape, giving the dress its iconic silhouette, allowing for lots of petticoats and skirts to hang nicely. This not only enhanced the visual appeal, but also provided a sense of grandeur and elegance. The crinoline cage made it easier to move around and stay cool, as it allowed air to circulate under the layers of fabric, which was great because those corsets were tight. The combination of corset and crinoline created a striking contrast between the narrow waist and the wide skirt. Even though it was a little strange, and sometimes led to awkward situations, the crinoline cage changed women's fashion, making it more dynamic and expressive, getting rid of the heavy old-fashioned petticoats. This shift marked a significant evolution in the way women dressed and moved. Over the crinoline came the petticoats, making everything soft, textured, and a bit luxurious. These lighter petticoats, often made of cotton or silk, smoothed out the lines of the crinoline. They added fullness and movement, making the skirt flow gracefully. Petticoats also kept women warm in the winter and were easy to wash, protecting the outer clothes. The crinoline gave the shape, but the petticoats added the finishing touch, the softness, and the elegance of the Victorian look. So we've looked at everything from the simple chemise to the amazing crinoline cage, discovering the secrets under Victorian clothes. These undergarments weren't just clothes, they showed what life was like back then, mixing new ideas, beauty, and what society expected. Trying to get the perfect shape told us a lot about what Victorians thought was beautiful, and how they wanted women to act. So next time you see a Victorian lady in a movie or book, remember the hidden layers that made her shape. And tell the story of a time long ago. Like and subscribe for more fashion history. Until next time.